this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here to do a quick flip through of these couple of bits here. So I've got this junk journal glue book that we have worked on. So we did the cover recently in the Missing Mojo masterclass. So this is a hardback book. So it's kind of like an altered book that we've done here. But instead of doing like an altered book junk journal, we have made it an altered book like glue book journal. So obviously if you saw my Missing Mojo masterclass, we decorated the cover. So I've popped on the little rosebud trims there. We've popped some lace on here. We've got the sari silk going down the spine and all sorts of different things on the cover. And then we've got one of those, is this called like a hitch post? The Tim Holtz hitch posts there as the closure. So yeah, really, really nice. Okay, so going inside here. Now, when I do like an altered book, I do try and leave like some blank sort of pages. Normally I guess what would be called like the fly sheets type pages. But this one obviously being a glue book junk journal, probably even more so. So you've got lots of room for journaling on the pages that I've kind of left blank. So where they've been left blank, I have tried to stick something on there. So this one, for example, we've just got a little label and we've got the lace going down the side, and the rest I've just painted over the page to cover up just some of the fonts and things, so as to give you maximum journaling space. Exactly the same on here, obviously plenty of journaling space on here as well, and then on this one as well. And just to say, I have actually done a couple of like altered books like this for my own journals. I mean, I don't tend to journal except when I go on holiday, and I have made a couple of altered books like this where I've painted, and I can journal over the paint just fine, just using a biro. So just to kind of let you know that. Again, more kind of journaling space here and here. We've just got one of my labels from the French labels there. Right, now we're going on to kind of the more decorative pages. So I can't remember, I'm afraid, the pages that we did together and the ones that we've, you know, or that I did separately. So I apologise if you've seen some of these pages. So absolutely gorgeous. I've tried to do like a variety of different sort of, not themed, but, you know, coloured sort of style pages. So a lot of it was kind of drawn inspiration from my autumn collection papers, which are like these papers here, and just kind of building on from there. But then I've incorporated like other colours. So here we've got like these roses in the pink, but it all kind of works quite nicely, I think. So there's loads and loads of little tuck spots and little kind of pocket type pieces on this journal. I haven't used them all, so you've definitely got kind of more room here for, you know, extra bits to be tucked in and things. But yeah, kind of like I went as far as I sort of could really with kind of filling it. Without kind of bulking it up too much. But yeah, you could definitely put in, like if you've got tickets or anything like that, you could put them in. So here we've just got literally a piece of coffee dyed sort of like card really, and literally I've just folded it into a little trifold fold out, and it's just got a little bit of stitched lace there on the flap. So really super simple, but really quite cute and, you know, effective on there. Little flower with a pearly trim. On this page, obviously, we've got a variety of bits and pieces. We've got, again, a couple more pockets on here. So just kind of show you where you've got pockets that I haven't used. So definitely you could obviously tuck things into those. Then here we've got a bigger pocket, and I've also stuck on some plain paper as journaling space. You've got some ruffled ribbon down there. And then just tucked in here is just a bit of kind of fly sheet from a vintage book. So there's loads of bits of vintage kind of ephemera in this journal. So there's no pockets in that side, but then on this page, so again, kind of like used a lot of the autumn kind of background papers, but then incorporated some other colours. So here I've got one of my music labels, various different things. We've got some sari silk ruffled down and some lace on here. And then this is a pocket. This is probably, yep, another pocket there. I think that's a pocket. So again, lots of pockets for you to add your own kind of touches in here as well. And then in this one, I've just got a foldy flip out there. That's just from my yellow roses papers. And then that just kind of like has that, you know, this bit kind of tucked out. Got a bow. And then on here, we've just got a little cluster of things. It's got some vintage, genuine vintage stuff in there, and then you've got a wax seal there holding it all together, and that just tucks in there. It just picks up all the colours just perfectly on that page, and then some little roses and things. Now this one's got a pocket in the side, so tucked in there, this is a genuine vintage postcard, and I can't see a date on there. I can't see a date, I'm afraid, but yeah, genuine vintage postcard. Again, just felt like the colours kind of like picked up from the page itself. That just goes in there. And then going over the page, isn't this just such a pretty page? So again, you've got a couple of little tuck spots here that you could tuck in your own little things. Got some lace trim down the side. Here we've got a little flower, we've got some sari silk, and then we've got a little pocket here. And again, this is a genuine piece of vintage ephemera. It's a picture from a book. I'm not going to unfold it because I'll be here kind of a long time if I'm doing that with everything. But yeah, genuine vintage kind of image from a book. And then here we've got another big pocket in the page. So most of the pages, the decorated pages, have got big pockets in the side. So that's where, again, you're going to kind of build up a lot of extra journaling space. So we've got here variety of printables and then vintage kind of pieces here. That's dated 1881. And that's a genuine vintage bit. And then that's all just kind of held together there. So that just tucks into the side. Love this page. Isn't this just so, so pretty? So again, you've got little kind of tuck spot here, just down there. And then you've got this tuck spot here. Yeah, just that one. So in here, this again is a genuine vintage playing card, and that just tucks in. But isn't this just such a pretty page? So these again are from my autumn collection background papers. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful paper, that one. And that just tucks in like that. We've got a little flower with a pearly centre and things, and then we've got the sari silk ruffle down the side. And then in here we've got, and again, this is some genuine vintage ephemera here. And then mixed in with a bit of printable here that's been coffee dyed. More vintage ephemera here. And then some lace across the top, a printable bit there, and a bow. So a nice kind of flippy pad there. It just goes in like that. And then on this page, again, we've got some different... oh no, that one is tucked in. Hard to remember, honestly. So you've got a pocket here. Yeah, a little pocket there. And then you've got this tuck spot here. Is that a pocket? No. So yeah, just popped in a little printable. So that just tucks in there. Used one of those little, I think this was one of those page edge pieces, which we did in the Missing Mojo masterclass, I think from last week. So that's how it looks actually being used on a page. And then on this page, so this is the piece that's tucked into that pocket. And we've got here a, is that, no? Might not be. I think, yeah, a little belly band type piece here, and then just a tuck spot here. So in this big tuck spot, oh, and a little lace cluster on the edge. So in that tuck spot, I've again put in just like a vintage kind of fly sheet bit from a book, but it's kind of joined up. So almost like a little kind of book of its own. Dated 1941. So that's just on there, and it's really nice because it's got this kind of like label bit stuck on there, so it was obviously like a little competition or something in the school. So that's really nice. And then tucked into this pocket, again, this is some genuine vintage ephemera, dated 1916. Just literally stapled on a bit of printable. It's got some flowers there, and then made a little kind of tri-foldy bit, so it's plain on the back for journaling, but yeah, genuine ephemera there. You know, genuine vintage stuff there. And that, if you tuck it behind there, it just holds the flap down. So that's that. And then here we've got some lace running down the edge of the page. This is one of the autumn ephemera type pieces. And again, here we've just got a genuine vintage postcard, which I stitched around and popped a little pocket on there. So again, you could put something into that pocket. So, and again, I thought the colours went really nice on this page. A little label there, which, yeah, that's glued down, but you could obviously journal on there. So, really nice page. Love the colours in this page. Very kind of delicate and pretty. Some ribbons sort of stapled down and then just glued down. And then again, a little tuck spot there with that frame. And then here, tucked in the side. So, this is a genuine piece of ephemera. This is dated 1898, so you've got loads of journaling space on the back, and then obviously, you know, some documentation kind of here. and then just this little piece here. So, you know, the whole complete kind of piece there. So yeah, really nice. And it's really thick paper, you know, where it's kind of, I assume, like a legal document. So yeah, it feels really kind of sturdy and really nice. Then you've got some sari silk going down the side on this page, and again a little belly band here with a rose, you know, bunch of flowers. Right, I'm not going to open this because again I just always struggle to get them back in. This one is again some more genuine vintage ephemera. I can't see the date obviously because the date's I presume tucked in there, but yeah, it's genuine vintage ephemera piece there. That just tucks in like that. And then here we've got just a little kind of flippy pad tucked into this little pocket up the top. I think this is probably, is it? Oh no, it might have actually glued that. Oh no. So that's a little belly band. Obviously something very thin would have to go in there because it's only kind of a narrow area. But yeah, that's there. Then a little kind of piece there just stitched around on the sewing machine, and that just tucks in. But what a really lovely page. I love the colours in some of these pages. They've turned out really, really pretty. And then this is just a tuck spot here behind this little rose. And then we've got some lace down the bottom and some Diamante there. And then on the edge of here, oh my goodness, I left it empty. So, yep, I'll have to find something to put in there. So I'll do that after the video. Oh, let me just see whether I've got a tag or anything that would go in here. Hold on. That's not bad, actually. Just seeing whether I've got anything that just happens to kind of go colour-wise. Which tag do we think goes better colour-wise there? Because otherwise it's a nightmare trying to remember things. So, yeah, better to put it in now. So I'll just put a tag in there. So, yeah. On this page, we've then got a variety of obviously different things. I'm pretty sure we did do this one together. This has got a little tuck spot here. And then a little tuck spot here. And also a little sort of pocket there or belly band there. And then this, is that a tuck spot? Yeah, a tuck spot there. I think, is that, no, oh yeah, a belly band here, pocket there, and a tuck spot there. So again, loads of different rim or areas there where you can tuck your own bits of ephemera if you wanted to. Sari silk down the side, you've got wax seal up here and some lace. Little flower with a pearly centre, lots of my French labels and things, and lots of the autumn collection background papers and things, some of my frames. Yeah, really pretty page, isn't it? And then I just popped in that, so this is some vintage book page that I just made into a journal card here on this background kind of paper, and then put one of my umbrella printables and a bow printable up there. So I just thought colour wise that went quite nicely on there. And then tucked into the side here, oh gosh, another one of those little foldy pieces. I don't get on very well folding these in and out. So, but this is that kind of tissue type paper that goes over like photographs, you know, like in a wedding album and things. So that just tucks into the side. And then on this page, we've got some lace and a ribbon little banner there, a couple of frames, flowers, and then again, a little kind of belly bandy type bit there. Oops, belly bandy type bit there. And then also a little belly band there. Oh, I've not put anything in any of these here. So I'm going to just pop this one in here just so I've got something tucked in on this page. And again, more of the autumn collection papers there and another French label and things. And then one of those little velvet ribbon tabs, page tabs. And then tucked into the side, we've got here, again, some more genuine vintage ephemera. Just in the form of this vintage kind of page from a vintage document. Again, it's all plain on the back for journaling, so that just goes in like that. And then this one here, we've got, this is a little pocket here. Now, I probably intentionally didn't use this because it's quite delicate, but definitely, you know, if you're not as clumsy as me, you could definitely pop something in there. You've got some sari silk, another wax seal there, some lace down the side, a flower, some pearly trim, and then one of my bird frames. And then here you've got another really quite a big pocket there. And then tucked in here, again, I just, oops, I thought the colours just went perfectly on this page. So this is a genuine piece of vintage ephemera. It's obviously like some sort of planning type document. I don't know really what this paper is. It's like a tracing paper, but it's in this like brilliant, vibrant kind of browny, yellowy, orangey colour. Yeah, I've never really seen paper kind of quite like this. I mean, it really is literally like a tracing paper because you can see through it. But yeah, it's in this colour, so I kind of wanted to hold this really, but I just, when I saw it, I thought, ooh, look at the colour. That just goes so well on this page. I couldn't not use it, but yeah, it's really cool. So that's there. And then on here, I've just got a little foldy kind of book there. So lots of pages there for journaling on, and then just a bit stapled on the front with some lace. Oops, come on, that just goes in there. And then on this page again, we've got some lace, some pearly trim lace here, a bow, and then a couple of vintage kind of fly sheety type bits for journaling space. And then here, another one of those vintage playing cards. So yeah, again, I just felt the colour just picked up from the page itself really well. So that just tucks in like that. And then here, we've got another pocket. Again, little kind of flippy pad with some vellum in this one as well, and also some vintage documents, so a variety of kind of papers there, and some lace and little flowers. And that one goes obviously more with this page rather than this page, but yeah, that tucks in like that. And then on this page again, you've got more kind of like tuck spot type areas. So I've done away with my bit now that I was kind of demonstrating everything. So you've got a little tuck area there, this one another tuck space, and that there, and then here you've got a big sort of pocket there. So yeah, love this with the umbrella and things. And then you've got some lace up the top. I don't know whether that's off the camera. Lace up the top. Let me just move the camera up slightly. I don't know what's going on with it, but yeah. Okay, so you've got some lace up the top and some ribbon and things. And then on this page here, you've got another one of those ribbon kind of page tabs. And then in here, you've got, this is some food coloured paper. And then you've got a variety of, you know, vintage document there. And some vellum and some printable, stapled together. And then just a little flower on there. So that just tucks in like that. Oops. Like that, and then you've got some lace down the bottom. And then here on this page again, this is another one of those vintage playing cards, but it's a, well, I mean, it says an R, so I can't remember what these were, to be honest. I think these might have been a sort of maybe French playing cards, I don't know. Anyway, if anyone knows what that R stands for, is that kind of like you know, like our King, Queen, Jack? Is that one of those? I don't know, but how cool was that? So yeah, just kind of went really well. Again, some more plain page there for journaling that I've just glued on, and yeah, just popped a little belly band here. And then you've got just a little flip out here with some coffee dyed paper. So yeah, really nice page. Some sari silk down the side, and then that's the end of our pocket pages. So now we're back to the kind of journaling pages. So again, painted on here, so you know, lots of room for journaling. You've got some lace down the side, and then here again, just painted over a little label, painted over there. And then, oh my goodness, how gorgeous does that look? It's just a little piece from the autumn ephemera type pieces, and then some lace here on the side, again painted for journaling, and then a street name there, lace down the side, and then this one here and a little banner there, all painted, and then some lace trim down there and a little stamped piece there. So loads and loads of journaling space in that book. And yeah, just so chuffed how this turned out, to be honest. It was such a lot of fun to do. There were like literally no rules whatsoever, and yeah, really chuffed how it turned out. It's got loads of journaling space, but loads of interesting kind of interactive type pieces. So hopefully kind of went with the brief of the glue book junk journal. So let me know what you think to this. And obviously, yeah, that's on my website. So that's that one. And then I've also got a little folio with a little writing journal. So this is just held round with some lace there. So the writing journal here is just wrapped around sari silk. You've got a flower there, some lace trim, and yeah, the flower is actually glued onto a sort of stitched paper cluster. And then opening this out, you've got some sari silk here. So it's a lovely squishy kind of writing journal. This is a doubled over paper cover, And then the pages, you've got a whole variety of loads and loads of vintage pages, book page, vintage document, all sorts of different things. Some vintage, I don't know whether that's a letter or I'm not sure, 1906 that is. So yeah, loads of different kind of variety of papers, some coffee dyed paper, and also some of that deli paper in there as well. And then you've got a rusted paper clip there just holding on. Again, this is some genuine vintage like sheet music like cover type piece. Some printable, again, some more vintage document here, just kind of folded into a little trifold, and then some more vintage document there. So you've got loads of different little bits there just clipped on, and then just plain here. So yeah, proper sort of writing style journal. I've been making these recently where I have the pages like hanging out longer than the journal. So I've done that here again, and I've just stitched it down on the sewing machine. I love how they look. They just look really, really vintage, I think, because it looks almost like you've gathered up the documents and they're all kind of like, you know, poking out kind of, yeah, either end. So let me know what you think. And then here we've got a gorgeous folio. Now this folio is papers kind of like stitched together to kind of form the base of the folio. So this is the back, just paper, and then we've got lace kind of down the spines, so reinforcing where it folds. The cover is all covered with fabric, with lace, and yeah, various different bits all layered up. So loads of bits of lace on there. I think this is some vintage lace from an old kind of top or dress. This is again some kind of vintagey type lace. We've got some little flowers on here. We've got a little button embellishment on there with some twine and things. And then we've got a cluster there as almost like a topper. And then going into the folio itself, so it opens like three ways. So on this side, we've just got some sari silk ruffle. We've got some paper down here, and then some lace down here, a sari silk bow, little kind of clustery type piece here, and then some more lace on here. So absolutely gorgeous colours in this. And then opening it out here. So I'm going to just show you kind of one page at a time. So again, the folio has been reinforced on the inside of the folded pieces as well. So it's been reinforced on the outside and the inside. So hopefully really nice and strong on those kind of creases. But it is doubled over paper. So it's not kind of like, you know, just single paper thickness or anything. So just moving this across. So on this side, we've got a little foldy flip here. So this is really, really interactive folio. You've got loads and loads of different flips and folds and things. So you've got a fold out here. Now this is also a little pocket, which again, I cannot put anything in, so isn't this annoying? Right, so I've just popped some paper there. So yeah, we'll just pop that in so there's something in there. So it's got some paper now, coffee dyed paper. You've got lace, some bling, a little butterfly with some bling there. That just opens out. This is some vintage kind of fly sheet there as a journaling spot here. And then here you've got a pocket with some vintage document. And again, there's lots and lots of vintage things in here. So yeah, isn't this gorgeous, gorgeous paper, writing on here. So this is dated 1892, so really nice and vintage, and obviously the genuine, you know, original piece. And then here we've got some lace. We've got one of my French labels. This is from my ladies collection papers, and that all just tucks in like that. And then opens out this way, so you've got more fly sheet there for journaling. Then you've got a foldy flip down this way. Now this is just some craft card that I've printed on, and then I've got a French label there and some lace. You've got some sari silk ruffled down the bottom, so that folds down there. And then you've got another little pocket here, so let me just put something else in there. Okay, so yeah, I mean, these are just kind of like bits of coffee dyed paper that are sort of laying about, but just so we've got something in those. So oops, that just goes in like that. You've got some lace and a bow on there, and then here you've got a little foldy out piece with some food colour paper here, and also the genuine vintage documents there on the outside. And then here you've just got some pieces there from my vintage ladies pieces printed in those, oh gosh, what do you call those, like the proof things, and then the little flower there stapled on. So that just tucks into this little pocket here like that. That folds down, and then this folds open. So here you've got a pocket here, so you've got some lace there with, again, this just a little kind of scrap of vintage paper that just tucks in there. And then up here, another pocket, you've got some lace at the top. I mean, isn't this such a gorgeous combination of you know, fonts and papers and things? It looks really, really vintage, doesn't it? Really pretty. And then you've just got this little kind of flippy type arrangement. It's got some greaseproof paper, you've got coffee dyed papers, and you've got some of that sort of deli paper as well. It's all stapled at the top, and then some sari silk going across the top there. That just tucks in like that. And then here, obviously, you've got a nice big pocket, and again, another little flippy arrangement with, again, lots of vintage documents. You've got some coffee dyed doily in there, and then you've got more coffee dyed paper. You've got some coffee dyed printable, and like I say, some more vintage document there, all stapled together at the top, and then a pretty bow there at the top over the staple. So really lovely. This actually has got some, you know, obviously writing on it from the fly sheet, and then you've got a French label. So that one just goes in there. And, oh, what have I done now? Oh, don't you hate it when you can't remember how you put things? Well, that must have tucked in that way. Right, so that tucks in that way, and then this all closes over here. And then here you've got, let me just open it out a bit. Hold on. And then here you've got a big pocket, and oh my gosh, I love this kind of flippy piece so much. So it's got vintage documents, so again the original documents like that, so comprising 3 pages. Obviously they are all plain on the back, so lots of journaling space. And then what's dictated the size of this flippy pad is this book image, which, oh, this just feels so yummy to hold this. I love the fact it's this huge kind of piece. And then you've got some more vintage documents, original kind of vintage document there. So again, several bits, and then just this teeny little bit of printable that's been coffee dyed. But how gorgeous is that? Honestly, I wish you could hold this, because yeah, I just love the fact it's a massive, great big kind of flippy pad like that. I don't normally make them that size, and it just feels really, really nice. So then you move over, and in the middle again got loads of interactive bits. So on here we've got, I think that's probably another little what do you call it, you know, another little pocket. So again, just grabbing some coffee dyed paper. It's a little bit scrumpled up, but that's okay. All kind of adds to it looking vintage, I suppose. So yeah, is this a belly band? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I didn't put this one down as a belly band. I hate it when I can't remember what I've done with things. It obviously is, but this piece is too big, which is really annoying. I mean, I could just put this in there. It's, yeah, it's not really kind of, oh, there we go. Just to kind of show really that it's a belly band. You've got some lace up here and some bling. You've got lace down here and a bow. So this piece opens there. You've got, again, fly sheet there for journaling. Then here you've got a pocket there at the side. So we could put this piece in there like that. I like to say you've got some lace there and a bow. Then that folds down, this folds open. You've got fly sheet there for journaling. And then here you've got 2 pockets. So you've got a pocket here, and then you've got this pocket here. So you've got some sari silk ruffled, this little pocket here, French label, butterfly, pocket, pocket. That also probably is a pocket, if I'm honest. Let's just see. Oh, yeah, that was another pocket. So, oh gosh, not doing very well with the whole filling of the pockets, am I? This is the problem when, you know, when you do like a folio or a journal and it has loads and loads of pockets and things, I then actually can't remember to fill all of them because they're like so many. So yeah, that's a bit what's happened here. Right, okay, this is probably not really going to fit. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, we'll just put it in like that. So this has just got some little bit plates on there, but that's fine. Right, then in the back pocket, you've got this beautiful vintage document. Again, kind of like was hoarding this really, because look at that script on there. I mean, isn't that just some of the most gorgeous writing that you've ever seen? Absolutely love it. Wish I could write like this. Honestly, so, so pretty. And then on the back, you've got lots of, you know, script there. Kind of, again, I can't read at all, but it says, but I can read it's something like the 10th of February, 1879. And then, yeah, just a whole, what looks like a sort of almost like a letter. I don't know whether it's the same writing as the front, to be honest. But anyway, really, really lovely. And I, yeah, was hoarding that. Kind of surprised I put it in. But anyway, that goes in there. And then here we've got, again, just another genuine piece of vintage ephemera dated 1914 in the form of this letter. It did already have the holes in. I didn't punch those in there. But, yeah, so that's that. That just goes in like that. Then this folds open. It's an envelope. And then you've got, oh, this is another one of those little foldy things. I'm not going to unfold it because, yeah, I'll be here all day trying to fold it back in. But you've got a little folded up, again, authentic, original piece of vintage document. Lace here, another piece there, and a butterfly with some bling. Then here you've got just a little pocket. I think this is probably another little pocket as well. So, oh, not doing well here at all, am I? Yeah, okay, so that's like a little belly bandy type piece. I wonder if I could just cut this in half. Just tuck this in here. Oh, my daughter's obviously used my scissors and now they're all sticky. Oh, she does annoy me. Right, they need obviously cleaning or something. So yeah, going to tell her off later. She's out with her friend at the moment. Right, I'm not going to put this in because it's all sticky now from the scissors. So, but you've got a belly band there anyway. Tucked in here in this pocket, you've got, again, another genuine piece of vintage ephemera. Again, this dated 1898 and it's a letter. Again, all plain on the back for journaling. So yeah, lots of journaling space there. Let me fold it properly. Okay, I think it's like that. And then tucked in here, you've got, again, another genuine piece of vintage ephemera in the form of this ledger sheet, which, yeah, you guessed it, I was hoarding this as well. So, yeah, why do I hoard all these things? It's just beyond me. But again, it's all plain on the back for journaling. So I always think, you know, when you get things like this, you could either kind of obviously journal on the back, or, you know, you could use these in your own journals that you make, or you could, you know, use them for collage, things like that. So, yeah, loads of different kind of possibilities. Or, of course, you could just keep them just for looking at, which is what I tend to do because, you know, I just love the whole vintage stuff. Right, then you've got this little kind of journal that tucks into this huge, great big pocket here. So, absolutely love this, I have to say. So, yeah, this wraps around with this sari silk. You've got lace on the spine either side, and you've got lace kind of on this inside of the spine and the outside, if you see what I mean. So this was some sheet music cover, but it was quite brittle or, you know, delicate. So that's why I've really enforced it with the lots of lace and things. So you've got lace on the inside and on the outside, again, sort of making it nice and sturdy. Loads and loads of vintagey type bits of paper in here and some coffee dyed papers as well. You've got some, plain, some lined, more document there. This whole little bit in here, something 26th of the 5th, 09, so that's obviously 1909. Yeah, really, really nice. Lots of, you know, yumminess and feels lovely. This little bit here, dated 1942. So, yeah, really nice, scrumptious kind of vintage type piece there. Honestly, I'm quite shocked going through these things because, you know, like you make things over a period of time. So, obviously, I didn't make this at the same time as the glue book. And then when I look back through, I'm like, oh, I'm surprised I've parted with that. Oh, I'm surprised I parted with that one. That's a bit the feelings I'm getting here. So, it's not very good. Right, then going on to the final kind of flap. Loads of little flaps and flips and things on this one as well. So we've got a little pocket here with some genuine vintage ephemera. This one's dated 1937. It's a, what do you call this? invoice. Yeah, I don't know whether that's the price, $13.10, I don't know, but anyway. So yeah, genuine vintage piece there. That just tucks in here. Isn't this gorgeous? And then you've got some lace, some bling and flower with a pearly bit and some sari silk done there. This one folds out, but this is also a pocket on the side. So you've got a little flippy kind of arrangement there with some deli paper, coffee dyed paper and some food coloured paper there. So, yep, and then you've got a flower just glued on there. So that just tucks into that side. And then here you've got some more fly sheets, providing some journaling space. This one here, we've got some more vintage document, which, oh, come on, I'm running out of bits to put in here now, that I can just pull in. Oh, okay, right, so let's just fold this down. So I've got some coffee dyed paper here. Let's just tuck that in so you've got something in there. So yeah, really pretty. Some lace at the top. This one opens out this way. Again, more fly sheet there for journaling. And then here, oh gosh, another little piece now that I've forgotten to stuff. So, oh my goodness. Doesn't it just go like this sometimes? It's so annoying, honestly. Right, got another little piece of just coffee dyed paper. I'm just going to fold that like that. That just tucks into that pocket. Oh my gosh. Yeah, tucks into there. This also probably is a pocket. Yeah, so you could potentially put something in that one as well. So you've got another pocket there. And then this one also opens. Again, more fly sheet, so more kind of journaling space there. Like I say, you've got the sari silk here. Oh my goodness. Don't believe this. Another pocket with nothing in it. Oh, so I'm just going to pop this little label in there. Love how this looks. And then you've got another pocket here. So this one's got another one of those little flippy pads with the totally dotty papers and things. And you've got some sari silk on there. Like I say, you've got then lace at the top with some bling. This folds in, this folds in, this folds in. And then here you've got, again, nice big roomy pocket. And just a, what do you call this? Printable that's been coffee dyed, flips out there, loads of pages there of the deli paper, all for journaling. It's just been stapled together, and then some lace there over the, you know, the flap there. And that all just tucks in there. So you really have got a lot of journaling space in here. And obviously, like I say, you've also got the journaling, you know, writing journal as well. So yeah, a ton of journaling space all provided in here. And yeah, also lots and lots of vintage ephemera. So yeah, super yummy kind of interactive folio there. So yeah, let me know what you think. Obviously, both those items are available on my shabbydabbydoodah.co.uk website. I've also got a couple of very tiny kits. So just quickly show you those. I think one might have already sold, but yeah, they just literally have, I think they've got like 6 pockets and various bits inside them. So yeah, super yummy kind of little smallish kits there for, you know, you could give them as presents to people and things like that, or obviously, you know, keep them for yourself. But yeah, so those are the folio and the glue book junk journal, which are obviously on my shabbydabbydoodah.co.uk website. And yeah, let me know what you think. Which thing was your favourite, the folio, or did you like the glue book junk journal? Let me know what you think to this, because I had such a really fun time making this. I'd love to make another one. So yeah, let me know what you think, and if you would want to come along and make some more of these. So yeah, thanks so much. And obviously, if you want to check anything out, it's all obviously available on my website. Thanks so much then, and I will see you guys in the next video. Really appreciate a big thumbs up for this, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate you subscribing. Thanks so much then. Bye.